I heard the following story from Ali al-Qarni hafidhahullah. It was narrated that in the days that Musa alayhi salam wandered with Bani Israel in the desert, an intense drought befell them. Together they raised their hands towards the heavens, praying for the blessed rain to come. Then, to the astonishment of Musa alayhi salam and all those watching, the few scattered clouds that were in the sky vanished. The heat poured down and the drought intensified. It was revealed to Musa that there was a sinner amongst the tribe of Bani Israel who had disobeyed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for more than 40 years of his life. Let him separate himself from the congregation, Allah told Musa. Only then shall I shower you all with rain. Musa alayhi salam then called out to the throngs of humanity, there is a person amongst us who has disobeyed Allah for 40 years. Let him separate himself from the congregation, and only then shall we be rescued from the drought. That man waited. He looked left and right, hoping that someone else would step forward, but no one did. Sweat poured down forth from his brow, and he knew that he was the one. The man knew that if he stayed amongst the congregation, all would die of thirst, and that if he stepped forward, he would be humiliated for all eternity. He raised his hands with the sincerity he had never known before, with the humility he had never tasted, and as tears poured down on both cheeks, he said, O Allah, have mercy on me. O Allah, hide my sins. O Allah, forgive me. As Musa alayhi salam and the people of Bani Israel awaited for the sinner to step forward, the clouds hugged the sky and the rain poured. Musa alayhi salam asked Allah, O Allah, you blessed us with rain even though the sinner didn't come forward. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala replied, O Musa, it is the repentance of that very person that I blessed all of Bani Israel with water. Musa alayhi salam, wanting to know who this blessed man was, asked, show him to me, O Allah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala replied, O Musa, I hid his sins for 40 years. Do you think that after his repentance I shall expose him? Laylatul Qadr, in the last 10 nights of Ramadan, are the nights that we stand in front of Allah and say, O Allah, have mercy on me. O Allah, hide my sins. O Allah, forgive me.